Meet you today. Yeah. Thank
All
you.
right. Awesome. Awesome. Scott, Travis, Submissions and Slashers, Horror Movies Uncut. So awesome to have you on, man. We are talking about Red Right Hand, which is this amazing film. Um, one second, I got something popping up on the screen here. And I got a couple questions, man. If you don't mind, thank you so much for your time. First and foremost, I'd like to know, how are you doing on this afternoon?
I'm good. I'm grateful to be here, and I appreciate you talking to me about this movie I love.
Awesome. Awesome. And then where are you currently located?
I'm currently in Santa Monica, California.
Oh, okay. So I'm located here in Missouri. Santa Monica's a beautiful, beautiful place to be this time of year. And curious how your new year's starting and how's things going with your holiday season over now, going into the spring. How's things going out in your way?
Yeah, every day I'm grateful. I mean that honestly. If I'm alive and healthy with what's going on in the world today, I'm really blessed. So I just got only gratitude.
All right, awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it. So we're talking about your character, Finney, right? And we're talking about this amazing film by the Nelms brothers. And first and foremost, your character is one of those guys that like I initially hate when I see in the film, but then you get to find out that there's so many layers that like involve a character like Finney. So the first question that I would ask you is just kind of tell me your thoughts on your character Finney, and then have you personally lost someone very, very close to you in your life? Because I'm always kind of curious if that kind of helps dictate your role and the route you decide to go with your role in the film.
It's a really good question. Yeah, I've known a lot of people who have destroyed their lives with drinking and drugs. I think the statistics were the number one cause of death was fentanyl overdoses last year.
Yeah, man.
For under and I've known some people that have died. We all have. It's at this point, and that's what I think is really, sad that Finney's dealing with. And a lot of people, when they lose a loved one, they turn to the bottle, and I
Yeah.
think that's what he did, and that's very common, and I've seen it. And that is why I'm grateful for every day, because you never know what's going to happen to somebody or what they're really secretly going through or anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really a touching element to the story. We
yeah,
can
for
all relate
sure.
to it.
For sure, man. And like right off the bat though, Scott, like your vibe is like completely 180, you know what I mean? As opposed to this character that you portray, man. So this is great, man. It just shows like right off the bat how much range you have as a person and what you can actually add layer wise to the character, man. So I really, really enjoyed a lot of what was written for Finney and what you guys were really dealing with Big Cat and all the problems that come with small town living, man. And I think this movie, and I would like to ask you, is very, very relevant, I think, for what's going on in the world, what we see right now. Like, I'm in Missouri. I don't know if you heard about what happened with the shooting up in Kansas City for the Super Bowl yesterday. Like, I think we're at this place where like fear is really kind of ruling the day. And I feel like Red Right Hand is showcasing a lot of that in the film. Do you agree with that? And do you agree that like Finney and these guys are kind of dealing with a lot of the stuff that like you and I are dealing with every single day?
Like, yeah, 1000%. I didn't, that's a really good way to look at it. And I know if there was a bunch of people in my town doing really bad stuff, so I'm not saying I would, but I might want to go defend the innocent and
Hmm.
take down the bad guys. So yeah, it's a really good insight how it relates to what's going on today.
So let me ask you this, man. Are you a parent by chance?
I'm not a parent. I hope to
Okay.
be one day.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So in this film, though, we see a man who is going through like the worst thing you could possibly go through, but yet still trying to be a parent too. Okay.
Mhm.
How difficult do you think it is? And what were you kind of using as a little bit of a reference for your character on how difficult it is to be a parent who's trying to like make the world better, but it seems like every single thing you do might be the wrong step?
I think that, that's a good question. I think that, you know, alcoholism is what Finney's really struggling with. It's where his
Mhm.
his his solution is the alcohol for him in that moment, and his life
Right.
is complete. his life is completely unmanageable, from taking care of the farm to making sure the bills are paid, nobody's owed any money. It just, it's complete powerlessness and unmanageability for Finney.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Answer me this question, okay?
Yeah,
A guy like Finney going through the darkness. Like I was telling my mom, I always got to talk to my mom about a good movie. That's how you know you got a good movie, because you call your parents and you're like, yo, you got to see this.
yeah,
So I was trying to explain Finney, and I'm like, he's almost like the dad in Shameless, kind of. You know what I'm saying, on certain parts in the film. Answer me this: if Finney had a superhero power, what would that be in Red Right Hand?
you mean in the film?
Yeah, the character himself. If there was something, and I'm talking about looking at the entire length of the character, what goes through with him, or with Cash, with everything going on, like what would be that one trait that, if you would say, man, that's what kept that dude alive, what would that be?
I think what kept him alive was, I don't want to spoil the movie, but
Right.
there's a moment in the movie that he is fighting for, to maybe one day be able to experience with his daughter.
Yeah.
And once that happens, it feels like his fate has been kind of sealed.
Yeah.
And
It's almost like perseverance, you know what I mean? Like he's not
grit.
stopping,
I think
you
it's
know?
just grit.
Right.
And I know a lot of alcoholics who are like that, who are
Yeah.
just gritty people, and I'm like, how are you doing this? You're drunk right now, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They just have this certain gear of survival.
Yeah, I have friends through programs and stuff like that, and you actually even see after they've kind of conquered the alcoholism, that still kind of stays in them with whatever other tasks, you know. So I feel like Finney would get his life together and then probably start doing CrossFit or
Yeah,
something
exactly.
after this. You know what I mean? Like it's just that type of, it gets those types of depths, you know. So,
Yeah.
man, this has been great. I really, really appreciate you taking the time to talk, brother. I could talk to you about this character because this is such a great character. Tell me just real quick about the filmmakers, Orlando. You guys got Andy McDowell in this. I mean, like this is some like phenomenal people. And then of course with your young cast member, Chapel Oaks. Tell me a little bit about how it was with the interactions with everybody and how fluidity, were you guys able to kind of play off of each other really good in the film, or was it just like, hey, we know what our job is, we're getting straight to it?
I think it was a little bit of both.
Okay.
These independent, we had a tight schedule, so there was not a lot of socializing as much as just like really a lot of intense work. Um, I loved everybody on that film, and I think Chapel is such a find. I think she's going to have an amazing career ahead of her,
Big story.
and
Yeah.
it's really special to be part of her first film and kind of, show her a few things and just be there, to be of service. And yeah, it was a really special time with
That's
everybody.
awesome. That's awesome. Scott, man, it's been great talking to you. The last thing I'm going to leave you with, which is something that sounds to be kind of a common theme in this entire interview, man. What's one memory you'll have in your heart forever after being in this film and experiencing everything you guys did filming Red Right Hand?
I think the memory of, there was a lot of storms that we endured on set, and the fact that we were able to get through this film with some of the weather conditions,
Hmm.
it's kind of like what was going on in the movie about perseverance,
Right.
how everybody stuck together, and even in the hard times, we got it done. And I think that's what families do.
Yeah, awesome, man. You hit it on the head, brother. This is grit. This is strong. This is a just a very, very thick layered movie that I think a lot of people are going to like. And I think a lot of people are going to enjoy what you guys add to the table in the film. So, Scott, thank you so much for your time, brother. I really, really appreciate it. Best of luck, man. I'll be paying attention to everything I see you in from this point on, man. So keep up the good work, okay?
Thank you, man. Good to meet you today. Thank you.
Not a problem, brother. You enjoy the rest of your day.